steering wheel going, worthless. And then of course like swiftly he comes back, he was like, payback, you're gonna be Archer. And people are, yeah, one person again. Everyone's going to be
Archer's awesome. You guys like Archer? He's this.
Snarky. That's the word for Archer. And he's pale, he's cute.
Got a nice office tan.
He does office fluorescent. And so we proceeded to work, I think, how many, 10 episodes probably Archer did?
Something like that. So he started in the back half, so he maybe spread out between 10 and 15.
You saw him in a train, and that was it. And you saw him in an office, and that was it. He was chasing the homunculus, that was it. And next thing he's getting shot in the back by Risa. So that's pretty much his arc.
He was Robo Archer, too.
Huh?
Robo
Archer at that point, too. Then I got the gun in the mouth and the arm and the leg, and still managed to die. Everyone always asks, what's your favorite Archer line? What's your favorite Archer line? I'm like, when he's lying on the operating table being turned into Schwarzenegger's worst nightmare. He's like, that was my favorite. And then that, like I, did a lot. Briefly, over 5-minute periods.
Yes.
And then you guys are sedated today. It's really kind of just like... it's like my dog just had surgery. And it was funny because you walked out of surgery and it was like, something happened in the back half of it. It'd be like stood still for 2 seconds, it was like flat tire.
My dog just had surgery too. And they had to walk the dog out by holding a towel under him, the back half, this, so that he could walk.
It's all like a marionette dog.
Yeah.
Here we go. And where were we? So then Mike and I started working on Trinity Blood together.
Totally.
What's funny is that I really didn't want to read for Abel. I think I wanted to read for, who was it?
You read for the part that Savage got.
Yeah. Oh, Trace.
Trace.
In Spanish means beer. Plus one. Because he's no techniques, but it's Trace. I didn't think that. I was like, well, look at this guy. There's no way. He's kind of goofy, but he's all right. That's going to go to somebody else. And so Mike's like, this guy is. And I did, and then it ended up just kind of working out with the rest of the cast, and just, I became I don't know.
You're being too humble with it. I was very lucky that Troy auditioned for Archer, because I was like, man, everyone's doing okay. I can make an okay job. And then he's like, oh, I read. I'm like, cool. Now I can have a very wonderful, wonderful Night Road. Give it up for Mr. Night Road here. He's great.
So the point is not only did Mike get to direct me in the show, but he also got to be my very evil brother.
With 5 lines.
At the end of the show. And who's actually seen the entire series?
You guys seen Trinity Blood?
Yeah.
The rest of you watch it right now.
Greatest soundtrack, in my opinion.
Japanese Depeche Mode opening song.
It is very Depeche Mode. And so yeah, we worked on that show for a long time, and there was the last 2 episodes especially, because at that point I think I had left Dallas, but I came back, and so we just really hit it hard.
Yeah.
There was about 4 days where we just went nonstop.
Had you moved to LA, or were you working on the miniseries?
I think I was on the movie at that point.
Okay.
So I just finished on it and I came back. So I was gone for like 4 months. And we wrapped up the show. And it was like really, really emotional for anyone who's finished the show. It does end kind of suddenly. But it's really, really emotional. And one of my favorite scenes is kind of a flashback of Abel, where it's really kind of explaining his story and why he is the way that he is, and his just...
You're on a spaceship.
Yeah, I'm on a spaceship with my instrument right here. But, yeah, what a great name for a girl. anybody who thinks Seth, I apologize.
It has biblical connotation.
Yeah, it worked for the story. But it was this really, really emotional scene where, you know, I don't want to spoil it. But wait, the show to me had shown a depth in characters in anime that I'd never seen before. And I've talked to a lot of people that they hadn't really been into anime, and Trinity Blood was kind of a rabbit hole for them, and it just kind of sucked them into the whole process because it's written well, it's absolutely gorgeous. Mike did a wonderful job directing and casting it, and it's, yay, good.
Yeah. I love Trinity Blood. That show is creative. That show's got creative people in it.
I don't think people actually thinks that it's plausible. All the stuff I was like, let's see, what organization that exists right now, that if there was a catastrophic event that globally shut the world down, could rise up and pretty much say, we got this.
Walmart.
Yeah. And because they would charge too much,
Yeah.
the Vatican,
Close second.
so anyway, what I really wanted Mike to be here because we really, ever since I moved out to LA, we wanted to get the chance to really hang out. And there's a lot of questions about the shows, not only with FMA, but also with Trinity Blood that I might not be able to answer that Mike could. So I just kind of want to open up the floor to you guys. And we're in a small enough room. Don't feel like you have to, you know, get to the microphone thing. Where you're at, just stand and just make sure that you can be heard if you can.
Yeah, like this.
It's like a scene from Spies Like Us, which Chevy Chase was like,
I feel nothing in this one.
I don't think it is that either. So anyway, you there in the very, very back, yes, could you raise it, please, let your voice be heard.
Hi,
Hi. The appropriate greeting for anyone from Texas is, hi.
So, hang on like that.
I'm from New Mexico, so.
Hey, where from?
Same thing.
Santa Fe, hands down, my favorite place in the entire country.
Look at that.
I seriously, no, it's always
And
like
make a nice train.
but I'm laughing. Where in Santa Fe?
Kind of like, let's see.
This is riveting for you all, I know.
Near the plaza, about maybe a mile or so.
Really?
Yeah.
A friend of ours has a house that's like right off Galisteo and Canyon, kind of
Probably
dead.
millions of dollars, probably really small.
Yeah. Awesome! If you ever gone to Santa Fe, just go there and just realize, oh, this is where I fit in the big picture of things. And that with the tea house, it's right off of Canyon Road. It's
The tea house.
the tea house. Well, who called it? You got the tea house? Who's the one
It
that?
has tea.
Anyway, what was your question?
So my question is, I'm trying to put together a demo this summer. I've
Okay.
never done character acting before.
Okay.
What do you recommend?
Don't.
Don't.
I
don't
this
wanna
is probably
put
the
everyone-
most, of anyone who's a voice actor, this is the number one question that is asked, and I love it. If you want to become a voice actor, the number one thing, and this is a very hard lesson that I learned when I went to LA. I walked into an agency with my demo reel and my resume, and I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof because I had done this, and I can do this voice, and this is who I am, and don't you think I'm just awesome, blah, blah, blah. And after listening to my reel and sitting across from me, this guy said, you can do character voices, so what? Oh, you can do 60-year-old guy. Great, I have 10 60-year-old guys. Oh, you can do 18-year-old boy. Fantastic, I got 20 18-year-old guys. What do you sound? And it's really important that you hone your own voice. And the character voices are great, but Mike, this is one of your phrases too. We already have a Meatwad. We don't want another Meatwad. It's been done in Bobby's World and Muppet Babies and everything else. Pfizer is really, really unique for you. I think it's very important to broaden yourself, to have a deep register and have a really high, pitch up crazy girl, because especially in anime, that's every character.
They got one of those.
But I think more than anything, it's really important to be where the work is, and luckily the world is getting smaller. And there's a lot of people that I know that don't ever leave their houses, and they are on everything. They do video games, they do commercials, they do shows, they do all sorts of stuff. But I think watch the shows and really pick up the things, because I mean, just growing up, we were talking about this last night, I have my heroes in voice acting, but a lot of people don't even know who they are, but I look up to them and I say, if I could ever be at that level, man, that would just be a huge accomplishment for us, the Shangri-La. But I think it's important that you realize that if you have talent, focus on that. Don't try to do what anybody else has done. Do what you do, and just do it very, very, very well. be very, very awesome. This is my